The first woman in this world, her name was Eve. Formed not from dust, but from the rib of a man named Adam. They were the first, the beginning of all humanity. But their story wasn't paradise for long. Because from them came two sons, and one became the world's first murderer. Their firstborn was Cain, a strong, determined worker of the ground. He tilled the soil, sowed the seeds, watched harvest rise from sweat and struggle. Then came Abel, the second son, a shepherd who cared for lambs, gentle but fierce in devotion. Two brothers, two paths, but beneath the surface tension grew. One day they brought offerings to the Lord. Cain brought crops, fruits of his labor. Abel brought the best of his flock, unblemished firstborn lambs. God looked with favor on Abel's offering, but not Cain's. The Bible never says why. But we're told this: Cain was furious. His face fell, his heart turned cold. Jealousy, a seed planted deep, and God warned him, "Why are you angry? Sin is crouching at your door. It desires to have you, but you must rule over it," a divine warning. But Cain didn't listen. He lured his brother to a field, no one else around, just silence and the echo of betrayal. And then violence. The earth tasted blood for the first time, Abel's blood. When God asked, "Where is your brother?" Cain replied with words that would echo through time, "Am I my brother's keeper?" But the ground had already spoken. "Your brother's blood cries out to me from the soil." It was the first death, the first grief, a paradise shattered, now soaked in sorrow. God looked upon Cain not with rage but with justice. "You are cursed from the ground," he said, "which has opened its mouth to receive your brother's blood from your hand." Cain, the tiller of soil, was now cut off from it. The very earth he once worked would resist him. No home, no roots. He became a restless wanderer, marked by the guilt of his sin. And yet, even then, God showed mercy. Cain cried, "And my punishment is more than I can bear. Anyone who finds me will kill me." But God placed a mark upon him, a mysterious symbol of protection. He would live, but never escape the shadow of what he'd done. He fled east of Eden into the land of Nod. And there he built a city, Enoch, named after his son. The line of Cain grew. Builders, craftsmen, musicians, culture rose from blood. Progress born from pain. But with each generation, humanity strayed further. Cain's legacy became a world of violence, revenge, and pride. One of his descendants, Lamech, bragged of killing a man and claimed 77-fold vengeance. This was the world spiraling. But not all was lost. Adam and Eve had another son, Seth. And from Seth came men who called upon the name of the Lord. A new line of hope. A thread of righteousness woven through a darkening world. The story of Cain and Abel wasn't just about two brothers. It was a prophecy of what would come of how sin entered not just hearts, but generations. And yet how God's grace always made a way. The ground cried out with blood. But one day, a greater blood would speak louder, not Abel's, but Jesus, the sprinkled blood that speaks a better word than the blood of Abel. Hebrews 12:24, where Abel's blood cried for justice, Jesus' blood cried for mercy. Cain took a life, but Christ gave his own. One death began a curse, the other a redemption. The first blood cried from the ground. The last blood opened the heavens. And in between, every soul must choose who they will follow. This is how it all began. Not just with creation, but with choice. With a question that still echoes, "Am I my brother's keeper?"